and the Braves. And that environment in Philadelphia. Philly fans, I can't wait to come rage with you in the stands.
Wait.
That was so cool.
I can't.
That was electric. I have a lot of Philly friends and coworkers, and they are just freaking out. Look at that.
The celebration in the locker room was a literal party.
Yeah.
Like the fog, the lights, the champagne. The Phillies threw a literal party in their locker room, and I wished I was there.
Yeah.
Like, it was that fun. Phillies end up winning this game 8-3. They had it under control from the Brandon Marsh 3-run home run fairly early in the game. Like, another head-scratcher. Another head-scratcher of a series. You have the best team in baseball from June 1st on, the reigning World Series champions, coming off of a bye, losing to the team that limped into the playoffs and the last draft pick for myself in the Flippin' Bats fantasy, Flippin' Bats playoff draft, by the way.
Yeah, the Phillies are 4-0 this postseason when scoring first. They just kept it going. And going back to Brandon Marsh, he was on the Angels when the season started. He was a midseason acquisition. And he's playing, he grew up. He's a Georgia boy, so he grew up loving the Braves. So he beat, in a huge moment, his hometown team that he grew up loving and watching. And he said after the game, because he was a midseason acquisition, his teammates did all the hard work to get him to this moment and get into contention. And it was his job to step up and show up in this moment. And he did.
He's batting in the middle of the lineup for he's in a big spot in this lineup for the Phillies. Yeah. And guess what? He came over from the Angels and at the trade deadline. He's making a big difference for this team. Guess who started this game on the mound tonight?
Thor.
Noah Syndergaard.
Thor.
Also comes over from the Angels. So this clincher was this was a game that was dominated by the Phillies. You know what? This was a series that was dominated by the Phillies. Yeah. Really, they dominated this series. This team,
red hot.
The Phillies are red hot. The two atmospheres. I still can't believe the two places we're going are San Diego and Philly
this week
because the atmospheres are wild there. But the atmosphere in Philly. It was nuts. Seeing how they deserve this. They hadn't had a playoff series there in a long time. They had a playoff drought that wasn't talked about a ton because of what the Mariners had going on, but they had a long one as well. JT Realmuto in this game, by the way.
An inside the park home run. The first ever by a catcher. First in Phillies postseason history. Just the third by anyone in the last 93 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. And it was easy. It was an easy one.
Yeah, it was. But there's a whole nother conversation there.
Shouldn't have been.
Ronald Acuña, I love Ronald Acuña. Do not get me wrong. He is one of my favorite players to watch play. But him in the outfield today was unacceptable. Yeah. Right? Let me break this down for you. My profession was to play right field for 5 years. I played right field for 5 years in the Tigers organization. Rule number one that you learn playing baseball, playing defense, is no matter what no matter where the ball is hit, you have a place to be. Figure out where and do it. If there's nobody on base and a ball's hit down the left field line and I'm playing right field, my place to be is backing up a throw that will be coming to second base. Right? On a ball hit to deep center field, my place to be is heading in that direction in case he trips and falls, in case he drops it and it kicks towards me, in case there's a ball that takes you to the wall and you try and make a sweet jumping catch at the wall and it bounces off of the wall and bounces towards you in right field. You're supposed to be there. And there is an angle of him where the ball is hit to center and he just turns and watches. And at one point, he turns to the infield and looks what the runner's doing. He wasn't running that direction. And this is just basic fundamentals of baseball. 99.9% of the time, you're not going to touch the ball. But you can't do anything more than just, hey, I'm going to head that direction just in case. And it would have saved them a run.
That was the 1% time. That was the 1% time when you run and you back up your teammate. An inside the park home run. It's embarrassing.
First inside the park home run for a catcher in postseason history.
Yeah.
And I think he's only the third in like 93 years. And I remember the last one. It led off the World Series with the Royals, Alcides Escobar. I remember that well. That was crazy. And this was as well.
Yeah.
JT Realmuto, catcher, he has that designation. So first, I mean, he is a catcher, but he's fast.
Yeah.
He's very fast. But that was a big moment in this game. The crowd was going nuts. There was another moment in this game. Ronald Acuña and Michael Harris had a little miscommunication out in the outfield. It just drops next to him. Acuña had a couple things today. Like, bad effort from him. I'm disappointed in Ronald Acuña and the effort that he gave in the outfield in this postseason. You're the guy. Like, you're a stud on this team. I don't want to say the stud because there's Austin Riley. He's a guy. Dansby showed that he should get re-signed and given a lot of money. But Ronald Acuña, come on. And then, like, you're making some plays in the outfield that are just leaving you scratching your head. Like, dude, you're exciting. Lay out, dive for a ball, make a play, go back up a guy, do the little things right. He didn't do the little things right. And I don't know what the deal is with that. So that was frustrating to see. But this was a series that, and I talked about it earlier with the Dodgers and Padres. I don't want to talk about the Braves blowing this because the Phillies won this and dominated, and they're doing it the right way, and they are a scary team to face. I mean, if you just look at it in a nutshell, they have the starting pitching, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and even Ranger Suarez as a number 3 is great. And then the offense, Bryce Harper, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto. Like, this team has superstars. This is a team that's ready to win. And by the way, from June on this year, the Phillies were 66-46. Like, they deserved a playoff spot. They got that last playoff spot, but they deserved it. They played well enough to get it. They limped into the playoffs.
Yep.
But everything's different now, and this was an incredible series to watch them dominate.
You forget that they have the reigning MVP, Bryce Harper. And he did not have a great end of the regular season, coming off an injury, never really found his stride. But once he got to the postseason, he is playing like MVP Bryce Harper. And he's hitting home runs. He's getting hard hits. He's getting on base. He's making plays. It's, like you said, it's dangerous. They're going to be a dangerous team. It's going to be a good series.
Harper's rolling. 8 for 16, 2 homers, 5 RBIs in the series. That's MVP numbers right there. That is MVP numbers. So this team is also does it a little unique at the top of their lineup with Kyle Schwarber, who's kind of either boom or bust. But Kyle Schwarber, we talked about the atmosphere in Philly that just looked absolutely wild. Kyle Schwarber has been a part of some special postseason runs. The Cubs in Chicago, Wrigley Field in October, Boston, Fenway in October. Those are elite places. Listen to what he had to say. Kyle Schwarber said, "No offense to any fan base because they're all amazing, but this is by far the best division series I've seen at a home field, just how electric it was. They're in tune every single pitch in every big spot. It was just electric." That's eye-opening to hear that.
I can't wait. It was the first thing I thought about. I was like, I've never covered postseason baseball. I never got that opportunity in the 10 years with the Angels.
Yeah, your first thought goes to, oh my God, the Phillies beat the Braves. Oh my God, we're going to Philly.
Really?
Yes.
You said, like, even hearing the players' reaction to the atmosphere, you could see it through the TV. You could feel it through the TV. Every single moment, every pitch, every at-bat was such a moment. It was such a big moment and a special moment, an electric moment.
So this was the National League has been on Fox throughout, so this was a Fox game.
Yeah.
And our own Ken Rosenthal did a little segment down in the field during the game where he said his phone actually notified him. Like, you know how you sometimes get those notifications like flash flood warning or like take cover, there's been an earthquake.
Bad air quality.
Bad air quality.
Yeah.
He got one for the decibel level in the area. It said, be cautious, take cover. It's really loud where you are. And it does that if the decibel level gets over 90 decibels, and it got up to 101, and he got multiple notifications on his phone about how loud it was and to be careful.
And mind you, he said he's been to a bunch of concerts.
Yeah.
Never got that notification at a concert.
Kenny Concerts. That's what I'm calling him. He made a point to say, I go to a lot of concerts. I'm like, all right, Ken.
Something new.
Kenny Concerts, baby. Yeah, really special place, and I'm excited to get there. So, I don't know if we have the playoff bracket ready to put up, but we have covered every game that has happened today. They were all wild series. Here we go. We have our updated bracket. If you're watching, great, you can see it. If you're just listening, I will talk to it. But who saw this coming? NLCS is set. The Philadelphia Phillies against the San Diego Padres. It's not what we expected. It's not even what we were anticipating. I guess those are the same thing, but it's what we're excited about. I'll tell you that much.
The 5th and 6th seed is what we're getting. I don't think anybody expected that.
There's never been a 6th seed.